What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and it's the third one of the day. And tomorrow might actually be a rebuild, an early one. You guys can probably tell where that one's going to go. But we have another signing announced, and that is Mr. Byron Jones, one of the biggest names in free agency this year. I mean, we didn't know Hopkins was going to be a part. Well, we thought there was a chance Hopkins could be a part of it, but yeah, outside of that, the biggest name probably in free agency, and Dak, some of those Cowboys players, Byron Jones, I know it took me 30 seconds to get there, is now a Miami Dolphin. The Dolphins now have two corners totaling over $30 million per year. However, this is a very good signing, especially when you compare it to the James Bradberry signing to the Giants earlier this, maybe like an hour ago before then, who signed a 3-year $45 million with $32 guaranteed. You compare the money, and James Bradberry made very similar amounts. I believe Byron Jones's comes out to about 17 per, while James Bradberry is 15 per. Of course, the Dolphins are locked in with Byron Jones a little bit longer, but I think is probably the safer pick, as James Bradberry has been so on and off. You know, one year he's great, another year he's average, another year he's great. For the Giants, it's an interesting move. I mean, Janoris Jenkins, it was like their last big free agent spending player, but even he was less than that, and I think he was probably a better free agent, like prospect at that point. And of course, there's some decent corners this year in free agency and a pretty solid draft, so James Bradberry's money to the Giants, I think, is a little steep. The Ravens get Michael Brockers on a 3-year, $30 million deal, which I think is a little excessive. I think they should definitely have looked for some sort of wide receiver. If they were the ones to trade for DeAndre Hopkins, that would have been insane. But of course, now the Dolphins, you know, kind of replacing Minkah Fitzpatrick a little bit. Obviously not a safety. They didn't see Minkah as one either. But Byron Jones is obviously a huge win for the Dolphins, who, I mean, they need to spend money, and Byron Jones is that guy. So to actually get them to come to Miami was a little bit surprising. I would assume other teams with an even better window probably offered pretty similar money. I would be shocked to see that it was any less than that. Everyone knew his number was going to be high. 17 per is quite a bit of money, but for a young guy like Byron Jones, who's very athletic, maybe not as many picks as the Cowboys would have liked, but you never know. The Dolphins have that interception mojo at times, but this is a big signing for Miami. I would wonder what the next thing for them is. We also seen, who was it actually? Oh yeah, the Lions with terrible decisions. They got rid of their pretty solid guard, and then of course, I'm just going to say it because I'm not going to probably do a video on it, but the Packers signed Rick Wagner, which was a great signing. A guy like Rick Wagner, 2-year, $11 million deal is amazing. I would have thought it would have probably been at least 9 per, but instead it's not. But they signed Vitae, the big guy from the Eagles. A lot of people in franchise know of him because he's like a star development, like 60 overall, to a 5-year, $50 million deal. Like, did they not realize Darius Slay needs a contract, right? Are they basically giving up on Darius Slay? That's the real question here. Speaking of corners, I suppose. I don't know why they would do that. Vitae is probably not going to be the answer. There's a chance, but that's way too much. Maybe a 2-year, maybe a 3-year, but a 5-year, $50 million is ridiculous. I don't know what the guarantees are there, but one's got to assume at least half of it, right? At least half of it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of Byron Jones. Kind of surprisingly going to Miami, right? They're a bottom of the league team right now. They are going to a division that isn't super competitive right now. I mean, you obviously got Bills, you got Patriots. They're both going to be decent, right? But when it comes to the rest of the league, they're probably the least competitive outside of, well, I guess maybe the AFC North, because it's just the Ravens. But, you know, obviously if you're playing against them, it's competitive to you. But I would say the AFC East is the easiest division to win at this point in time. So you never know if Miami makes the right moves. They got a lot of first-round picks. Byron Jones is a huge addition. The real question is, can they get their quarterback for the future? Can they maybe bolster up that offensive line, which is obviously that trade to the Texans was great for them. And if you're trading with the Texans, you're basically winning automatically. But that's pretty much it from me. It might be it from me all day as well, just saying. So Maybe you won't see me for the rest of the day. Maybe you'll hear from me a little bit later. I don't know. But if there's any other moves you want me to talk about, I can continue the conversation in the comment section, so let me know. And yeah, big win for the Dolphins. I can't really say much about the Cowboys. There's not a whole lot they could have done. And, you know, there's so much money you can have, and when you spend that much on the O-line, which it makes sense. You can see these numbers. Teams are paying Cowboys-level money for below-average starters. Also, for some reason, the Bears decided to pay Jimmy Graham a 2-year deal worth $16 million, 9 guaranteed. I can't believe Jimmy Graham's still getting this money just for his Saints name. He's not that dude anymore, and, I mean, best of luck to him, because I do actually still like him, even though he kind of took the money off of us and ran. But, I mean, if he does well, I mean, it's fine. Even as a Bears rival, that's fine, because I do want to see him succeed, but honestly, he drops so many passes. He's so slow. I love the effort. It's just, I don't think he has it anymore, unfortunately. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!